And viewers, the Karnataka government has submitted its status report on the probe into the Bengaluru Stampede to the state's High Court. And you need to listen to this. The status report has highlighted a series of lapses and mismanagement, but it appears to have squarely pinned the blame on the RCB franchise and the event management group DNA. It states that DNA only informed the police about a possible victory parade on June 3rd, but did not formally seek permission as required under the 2009 city regulations, leading to a denial of approval by the Cubbon Park police. Now, despite this, the RCB went ahead with the event, posting public invitations on social media on June 4th, including a video featuring Virat Kohli inviting fans to a free entry celebration. However, the status report has absolutely no mention of any of the netas, the Deputy CM or the CM. The Deputy CM, in fact, was present at the same event where the RCB players were celebrating. Other ministers and the Chief Minister were present at an event just a short distance away in the Vidhan Sauda. And naturally, this clean sheet extended to the state government has riled up the BJP. They're saying that the High Court needs to look into this matter.
No, let me see the report, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. Once the report is, we see it. See, this is not a blame game here. If there is some lacuna or if there has been some mishandling of the situation, who is responsible, we have to take action. That's why the commission has been appointed, and it essentially created a hue and cry, and the people died, and it was a national news, international news. We have to take action. So let us wait for the report, see what the report says. Based upon that, the cabinet will take a further decision.
The state government is only attempting to absolve itself from the guilt of killing 11 people in the stampede. Even Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar had tweeted and asking people to come for the felicitation program. It is sad the government appointed a committee which was very certain he will give a favorable report to the government, and that's what happened. Now they have filed a status report in the High Court. I am sure the High Court will certainly look into all these lapses by the state government and the RCB.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining us at the moment, Joseph Hoover, who's of course a cricket writer. With us also is Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Let me come across to you. Dr. Ranathan, of course, continues from debate number 1. Joseph Hoover, what do you make of this report as somebody who's not just a keen observer of the politics of Karnataka, but a very close observer of cricket in Karnataka? Where do you think this status report has headed? Because it appears to blame everyone, and certainly nobody is absolving the RCB or the KSCA, but RCB, KSCA, DNA, everyone's to blame, even the state police, but not the state government.
Madhav, we all need to understand, but no government is going to take the responsibility. It's been this system like that, and we all have accepted that. But here the giveaway is that the Chief Minister sacked his political secretary, Mr. Govindraj, a couple of days after the stampede. That was a giveaway, saying that there was some government involvement in that. Without interference from the government, this event could have happened. And there are people who have been talking about that when Subandhu Ghosh, the chief executive officer of KSCA, approached the police, and then he went and met the chief secretary, then Mr. Govindraj had interfered and said, okay, I'll get these things done. That is what is being said. We've been hearing about it. But now when we say the state government is trying to, wash its hands off, it itself has admitted by sacking Mr. Govindraj, who is the Karnataka Olympic Association president. So that is a giveaway. The other aspect where I need to look at is, it's definitely RCB's fault. There's no two ways about that. They've done everything they could do to enhance their finances. They had dynamic pricing, and then recently they hired a PR firm to ensure that not much damage is done.
We're going to come to that. We'll come to that in a bit. And certainly, of course, no one's absolving any of these bodies. But the point that I want to bring in Akashdeep Muni on, Akashdeep Muni, how is it that the netas who organized a massive function less than 2 kilometers away at the State Assembly, that is the Vidhan Sauda building, and also the netas who were present at the venue, after the stampede took place, ensured that the event goes on. None of them are to blame. How is that possible, sir?
See, Madhavji, RCB, DNA Entertainment and KSCA informed the police on June 3rd. And just after the day, after the police denied permission, the social media post, 7:01 a.m. free entry announcement, 8 a.m. follow-up invite, 8:55 a.m. video clip of Virat Kohli, 3:14 p.m. post on free passes.
Okay,
So
if they were not listening to the police, why did you suspend the police officers?
Pardon, sir?
If they didn't listen to police, why did the 5 police officers get suspension?
Listen to me. Whenever an event is conducted, if there is police presence, if it is not permitted also, still then if the police is there, they have to protect the public. And that is why they're unable to protect the public. That is why they were sacked.
And what was the Deputy CM doing there, sir?
Pardon?
And what was the Deputy Chief Minister doing there?
See,
showering flowers.
Chief Minister was not organizing the event.
Why was he there? Why was he there, sir?
Sir, Deputy Chief Minister was invited and he was not organizing.
So he has no responsibility.
But if you think that Deputy Chief Minister and BJP can say it, now tell me one thing.
I am asking you, why was the Chief Minister, the Home Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister all not held responsible? They were all busy to share the credit. They all wanted to hog the limelight, endangering the lives of the citizens of Bengaluru. Why should they not be held accountable? You tell me, Akashdeep Muni.
Because they were not organizing the event, sir.
So why are they participating in the event? If they are not authorizing it, you can't have it both ways. You're either responsible or you're not responsible.
You are, Madhavji, if tomorrow you are invited to an event,
I will stop that event. That's the whole point. You should have the guts to stop the event and ensure that people's lives are not endangered. That is your responsibility as elected representative, Mr. Akashdeep Muni. That is the very least any elected representative is expected to do. That is their duty. They are people's representatives. They are elected to serve the people, not kill them in stampedes like this. By being irresponsible in their behavior.
Listen to me. CM Ramesh Pokhriyal during the 2010 stampede in Uttarakhand was present there. He flagged off the Kumbh Mela.
So hold them accountable. Hold every CM accountable. Who's stopping you from doing that? The point is that here a complete clean sheet is being given and that is not acceptable, Mr. Akashdeep Muni. Whatever you say, it's not acceptable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is where the buck is supposed to stop. The buck does not stop with just the private agencies or the cricketing bodies. The state government has to hold its own accountability. It's responsible for law and order. That's part of our constitutional mandate.
The police was held.
Let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan on this. Dr. Ranganathan, how is it possible? The CM is not accountable. The Home Minister is not accountable. Sanju Verma, coming to you. Just wait. The Deputy Chief Minister is not accountable. What's going on? Is this a mockery of the entire judicial system? Is this a mockery of where accountability is fixed?
This is not mockery, Madhav. This is reality. And I'm vexed to return to what Orwell said. All men are created equal, but some are more equal than others. And this was absolutely certain as to the conclusion of this decision would not blame any politician whatsoever. Couple of points here that merit not just a relook, but an astonished, widened eye relook. Number one, is it not true that the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. DK Shivkumar, actually went all the way to the airport? He received the team. The team accompanied him to the Vidhan Sabha, from where the announcement was made that there would be an assembly at the stadium. Is it true? Yes or no? These are simple yes-no answers. I mean, they don't require, two-page answers. The answer is yes. Number two, when the tribunal is saying that the police were not informed, yes, you can say the police were not informed adequately. But is it not the responsibility of the police to actually deploy adequate resources, because there were politicians, one of the highest politicians there, upper echelons, visiting that place? It is ironical that the police is saying we denied permission. At the same time, you have the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, and the high-ranking ministers all visiting there. Where was the police? What was the police doing? So they have shot themselves in the foot with this announcement. I think there are
thousands of police officers there.
Professor Muni, I did not.
Let me make his point. Professor Muni, you got your chance. One by one, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact of the matter is that the High Court has to step in out here. It is impossible and it is sacrilegious that no politician has been charged with what has happened out here. A tragedy happened right before our eyes. Yes, I'm not saying absolve the RCB, yes, of course. But how can RCB act independently of the police, the legislature and the executive? It is impossible. Tomorrow, Madhav, you can announce anything you want. But will the crowd come? Will the crowd be managed by you? No.
Advocate Nikhil Jain, I want you to come in on this because, one thing is the presence at these events. The other thing that this report records is the social media posts that have been put out by various, stars, by RCB, etc., etc. Why are the social media posts, which have over 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs engagement by the netas, being ignored? Shouldn't that count for anything? If anything, they are more connected to the public in the day-to-day life.
The fact of the matter is that the police did not give RCB the permission to organize this event, yet everybody went around promoting this event, whether it was the politicians, whether it was the sportspersons, whether it was the team RCB itself. And now that, I'm sorry?
Why didn't they stop the event?
Exactly.
Madhav, your audio is not clear.
Why did they not stop the event? It's amazing how audios disappear when tough questions are asked, but I'm simply asking you, why did they not stop the event?
No, the police, no. Madhav, Madhav, first of all, that's very unfair. We've done enough debates for you to know that I don't run away from questions in the name of a lacking audio connection.
So please answer the question. Why didn't the police stop the event?
And I'll answer that.
Fair enough. Why didn't the police stop the event?
It is the responsibility. It was the responsibility. It was the responsibility of the police to stop the event when they had not given enough permission and the crowds were swelling. The police should have dispersed the crowds, which is why action was taken against the police. No less than the police commissioner of Bangalore was sacked from his job. If you're talking about accountability, I think accountability has been fixed. Now, if you talk about
No. Why were the netas not made accountable, sir?
Whether
the police is accountable, but netas are not. That's still a question that's not been answered. The Home Minister, the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister are all basking in the glory of the winning team, and none of them are going to be held accountable.
Hold on.
Madhav, please. Nikhil, who is the Home Minister?
I am nowhere going to say that the Chief Minister of the state or the Deputy Chief Minister of the state have no blame to be put on their heads. At the end of the day, the buck has to stop with them. They are to be held accountable. They are to be criticized.
So you agree the status report is wrong?
Now, but you also have to see whose primary job it was.
Do you agree then that the status report is incomplete?
No, the fact is that they are to be held accountable.
You just now said that.
Do you agree that the status report is inadequate?
Why do you want them to be sacked? Was it their direct... Madhav, was it their direct responsibility? If you want the Chief Minister to resign, I think let's also ask the IPL chairman to resign, the BCCI president to resign, the BCCI secretary to resign, the sports minister of India to resign.
Why is it that the Central Administration Tribunal revoked the suspension of the police officers? Please tell us on national television. Why is it that the CAT revoked the suspension of the police officers and said this is wrong?
No, that would be probed in due course of time. It is an initial judgment by the CAT. Perhaps the High Court might overturn that judgment. No. See, the government took an action.
So then you should have probed it and then suspended them. Now that you are waiting for a probe post the CAT tribunal order, many will ask whether you are acting in haste.
The order of the CAT. Madhav, in events like these, the administration does act in haste. They have to be more responsible, but if indeed they fail, heads roll and heads have rolled.
Which are the heads rolling? The heads that have rolled, the CAT has unrolled. Now, which of the heads are now going to roll, I don't know. But Sanju Verma, I want you to come in on this. Accountability has been fixed. You can't run away from the fact that the RCB, the KSCA are the ones who are primarily responsible. Action has been taken on errant police officers. Please respond to these claims and charges that are being made by Advocate Nikhil Jain, and many of which have been recorded in this report as well. Sanju Verma.
Thank you, Madhav. Madhav, first and foremost, let's get one thing very clear. Last week, Siddaramaiah, the CM of Karnataka, wanted to file a closure report. It was the Karnataka High Court which castigated Siddaramaiah and said that you cannot file a closure report on the Chinnaswamy tragedy of June 4, 2025 without first making the investigation report public. So Siddaramaiah has had to make the investigation report public under duress from the court, point number one. Point number two, let's understand very quickly in 10 seconds. 7:01 a.m. RCB puts out a post on X talking about celebrations which will be held at Chinnaswamy Stadium on 4th June. 11 a.m. crowds start milling around Chinnaswamy Stadium. 2:10 p.m. DK Shivkumar receives Virat Kohli and other RCB members at the airport. And the most important thing which has been mentioned and recorded in the court is that at 3:15 p.m. the police commissioner asked Siddaramaiah for additional forces, saying that there are more than 3 lakh people and there are just 1,500 policemen. It is becoming difficult to control the crowd and its enthusiasm. And at 3:45 p.m., the first death of 13-year-old Devanshi is recorded in the hospital records. And the other 10 deaths are recorded between 4:15 and 5:15 p.m. on the 4th of June. But guess what? Despite 11 people dying between 3:45 and 5:15 p.m., the celebrations went on from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., which means Siddaramaiah couldn't care 2 hoots. He was busy clicking selfies with Virat Kohli and his grandson. Today, he has the temerity to blame Virat Kohli and RCB. I am no fan of Kohli. I am no fan of cricket. But let truth be told. Siddaramaiah, आप तो सेल्फी खिंचवा रहे थे, आपके डेप्यूटी विराट कोहली को एयरपोर्ट में रिसीव करने गए थे, and after knowing 11 people have died, including a 13-year-old young girl, you shamelessly went ahead with the celebrations. Who does that? And my final point is this.
Yeah.
One thing which the court has asked and Siddaramaiah could not answer, nor his lawyers. The court said Chinnaswamy Stadium has 21 gates.
Right.
They asked Siddaramaiah's counsel, why were only 3 gates open to the public, which means 86% of the gates were closed with 3.5 lakh people outside Chinnaswamy Stadium, a sure shot recipe for man-made disaster.
Nikhil Jain, respond to that.
Culpable.
Okay, I'm allowing that question. Nikhil Jain, respond. The court has asked some pertinent questions. Why were the gates not properly manned? Why were only 3 gates out of the dozens of gates not open?
Very quickly, can I add a question to my good friend Nikhil?
One by one. I'm coming to you. Nikhil, let Nikhil answer that.
My opening statement in the debate by acknowledging. I started the debate by acknowledging that there were lapses on part of the administration. That is why people have been penalized. If there were no lapses at all, why would the commissioner be sacked? Why would a judicial probe be ordered? Why would we be sitting here and criticizing the government? Fact of the matter is that this is a government that has acted unlike the UP government.
Acted
the
on
UP
everyone
government
else,
has
acted
not
on
yet
cops,
come out with any
just one second, Nikhil. I am just repeating what the Advocate General said in the court. Do you agree with this statement? One second, Nikhil, just 1 second. This is what the Advocate General Shashi Kiran Shetty has said before the High Court in a separate hearing appearing on behalf of the state. He has argued that these police officers, including senior IPS officials, acted as servants of RCB. Really? They were servants of RCB or servants of the Netas?
No, See, Madhav, very often what is said in court is misreported, so I don't think the advocate...
Misreported? This is widely reported.
Like that, but if he indeed did...
Don't run away. No, Nikhil, don't run away. Don't run away from comments that are made and been published in the public domain. Please don't run away from that.
Madhav, I'm not running away. I'm not running away.
As a lawyer,
I very well know how blatantly court pronouncements and oral arguments in the court.
So you're saying Advocate General is lying, or you're saying this news report is wrong?
In the media.
Are you saying the Advocate General is lying?
And then 100
are you saying the Advocate General is lying, or are you saying this report is wrong?
I am not saying the Advocate General is lying. I am saying, Madhav, I am saying that this may have been a misreport, because as a lawyer, I really can't think why will the Advocate General make that argument. The Advocate General would either try to protect his political masters or will try to protect his government. In either
Sanju Verma, would you like
like this does
to...
not
Coming to you, Dr. Nathan, just 1 second. Sanju Verma, coming to you. Would you like to refresh Nikhil Jain's memory as to when and where these statements were made?
Yes. You know, Madhav, I just want to say one thing. On your channel, I have seen the relatives and the pain of the relatives of those who died. I want to ask Nikhil Jain and through your show, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar, Bhumik 21 years old, Sahana 19, Chinmay 19, Purna Chandra 32, Prajwal 20, Devanshi 13, Shravan 20, Devi 29, Shivalingaya 17, Manoj 33, Akshata 22. ये 11 लोग सिद्धारमैया से जवाब मांग रहे हैं, विराट कोहली से कोई जवाब नहीं मांग रहा, because the CEO of Karnataka is the sitting chief minister Siddaramaiah. In this case, the buck stops at his doorstep. Law and order is the responsibility of the state government. So Nikhil Jain, please stop scapegoating the police constabulary. There is a word called scapegoat. Siddaramaiah has scapegoated the police, scapegoated RCB.
Okay, Dr. Ranganathan, quick closing comments. We're almost out of time on this debate. Yeah.
No, I knew, and that is the reason I almost preempted what Nikhil was going to say, and that is why, if you permit me, just 5 seconds, not even 10 seconds, I want to ask a simple question. On your show, I remember, Madhav, both of us were there, my good friend Nikhil was there, at the Kumbh Stampede. In the wake of it, he went ballistic, he demanded the resignation of UP Chief Minister Adityanath. I want to ask him point blank, do you demand the resignation of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah? Yes or no? If you have the guts, please answer.
Answer, Nikhil Jain.
Let me answer that. The reason I asked for the resignation of the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and still do is because his government tried to cover it up. The government official figures are 30, while independent media reports have shown that 82 people have died. There is not yet a single probe that has been done by the UP government into the Mahakumbh Stampede. People were threatened. That is why I asked for the resignation of the Chief Minister. In this case, the Chief Minister came forward, accepted the fault of his government, set up a probe, heads rolled, accountability was fixed, and now we are criticizing the same Chief Minister as we must.
Before the probe, you suspended the cops.
But you,
that is accountability.
You never criticized Yogi Adityanath for that.
Dr. Ranganathan's holding his head. Dr. Ranganathan.
That is how it should be.
I'm absolutely astonished because of the hypocrisy out here. Now he is going into the grey. Look, Adityanath did not do this. That is why I demanded resignation. How do you know Mr. Siddaramaiah has done what all was asked of him? What was proper to be done? He's not. Clearly, the reason we are having this debate, Madhav, is that the government has been found wanting. Is that yes or no? Of course, yes. So Nikhil should ask in same propriety and without hypocrisy the resignation as he did of Adityanath.
Absolutely.
As of Siddaramaiah.
You know, moral standards can't be all over the place. There has to be a uniform standard. That is, at the end of the day, what the argument is. In this case, has the blame been apportioned on everyone? But for the netas, the ones who finally take the call, every administrative decision, and where the buck is supposed to stop. Has it not stopped there, and why has it not stopped at the Vidhan Sauda? That's a question that many are asking as to why it has stopped at the Chinnaswamy Stadium red light. Many answers there, and hope it crosses Cubbon Park and the buck rolls over towards Vidhan Sauda as well. Sanju Verma, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Joseph Hoover, Advocate Nikhil Jain, Dr. Akashdeep Muni, thanks so much for joining us this evening.